If you've been thinking about investing in multifamily real estate, you probably already know that it's the best way to scale fast, to build cash flow, and to create generational wealth. But let's be real, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So today's video, 5 must-know tips for multifamily investing, that's you. I'm going to share with you how to avoid costly rookie mistakes, and the key word is costly. And then I'll share with you how to find the best deals, and that's a struggle for many today. And then how to build a profitable multifamily portfolio long term. And then lastly, this is huge, to reduce your income tax bill by gazillions of dollars. That's right, I use the word gazillions of dollars. This is the last tip. You got to hang on for that. So whether you are a beginner or you are already in the business looking to level up, this video is for you. So if you have any questions along the way during this short video, you can text Peter. You can text me directly to Peter at 833-942-4516, and I'll get back at you. All right, grab your cup of coffee or your green smoothie, and let's get started. All right, here we are with tip number one. Tip number one is you can fix a property, but you can't fix a location. A great property in a bad location is a bad investment. This is, to me, as a coach, by far one of the biggest mistakes beginners make, because rookies or beginners are attracted to deals that on paper show high cash flow, high ROI, or high cap rate. Students and people out there will bring me deals. Peter, look at this great deal. Look at the cash flow. Look at the cash and cash turn. Look at this cap rate. Look at this. This is a once in a lifetime deal. I'll look at it. I'll look at the location. I go, okay, this is a horrible location. So guess what? Because of the horrible location, the people renting there, you're not going to attract the best people. So guess what? You're probably not going to have any cash flow, and it's going to crush your ROI, and it's going to erase your high cap rate deal because you are in a bad location. Okay, so on paper you have a great property, but you're in a bad location. This is going to equal a bad investment. Okay, so instead, what I want you to do is to focus on buying in good areas. Okay, follow these two rules, and you can't go wrong when selecting a location. Okay, so you want to have a great property in a great location. That's the best investment. So if you follow these four things, you want to look at crime, you want to look at job growth in the area, you want to look at the population trends, and lastly, what is a rental demand? You cannot go wrong if you research these and find out what these are in that area. All of this is available via the internet. It's all out there. Okay, so no more excuses. Do not, this is a rookie mistake. Do not do this. Okay, so tip number one is to pay attention to the crime, job growth, population trends, and rental demand. And I guarantee you, you will not make this rookie mistake. Click subscribe and add alerts so you can get more easy to understand commercial and multifamily wisdom. Here is tip number two. Tip number two, the average investor doesn't even think about. And I've been doing this for 25 years or over 25 years, and I mentor students all across the country. And every deal that comes across my desk that we're about to close on with the student, it has to go through what I'm about to share with you now. Okay, so hear me out. It may not make sense at the beginning, but hear me out. All right. Tip number two is the key to making money in multifamily investing is not how much you buy it for, but how much you pay for it. Got it? Okay, now here's what I mean. Buying right, okay, is more important than selling right. Okay, because if you overpay, even the best location won't save you. Okay, but here's what buying right means. Okay, I'll jump straight to the solution. Okay, buying right means you need to have a well thought out exit strategy, and that's what people don't think about. So, what is an exit strategy? And when you're buying right, an exit strategy is at the very beginning of your deal when you have when even before you're thinking about making an offer, you have some idea on what the exit strategy would be. For example, Peter, I like to buy this deal and hold it long term for retirement. Okay, so that means we need to have a long term loan, right? Or how about, Peter, I would like to buy this property, fix it up, do a cash out refi, keep the property and cash flow long term. Okay, we need to make plans for that and plan for that exit strategy. Got it? Or how about this exit strategy? Peter, I like to buy it and hold it for 5 years and then 1031 exchange it into a larger property. That is a sort of a exit strategy that we all need to pay attention to at the very beginning. Okay? All right. So that's number one. Number two is you need to put your deal through a stress test. Okay, this is what we do for all of our students. And I have a video that will appear on the screen of how to do a stress test, okay, on a deal. It is so important. Here's what a stress test is. Let's say, how does my deal perform over time if interest rates go up? Right? Am I going to succeed or fail? Or what if my rents don't go up as I thought it would and they kind of flatline for the next 3 years? Will my deal survive? So those are just two basic stress tests that you have to put your deal through. This video has more. You should watch it. Okay, so this is how you buy right, and how the key to making money is to know how much you pay for it. Got it? All right, let's go to tip number 3. Have something to share? We'd like to hear about it. Please comment below and we'll respond, including me personally. Here is tip number 3. All right, number 3 is income. The type of income we're after is the passive income, the cash flow. Okay, that we want. Income follows assets. Here's the truth of the matter. The reason broke people are broke is because they are their own income producing asset. Okay, the reason rich people are rich is because they accumulate income producing assets. So the more assets you have, the more income will follow. All right, so here's the solution. Don't wait to buy real estate. What I want you to do is to buy real estate and wait for the income. All right, and guess what? The income will follow your assets. Tip number 4, right here. Tip number 4 is something you need to hear, and that is it's okay to start small. It is absolutely okay to start with some small multifamily properties instead of going for the gusto and trying to buy a 70 or 100 or 2 unit multifamily property. It's okay to start small. In fact, I recommend it if you're a beginner. Okay, let me give you 2 clear examples. Okay, student number 1 of ours, his the picture will appear on the screen here. He produced a $750,000 profit off of 2 6-unit multifamily properties. Okay, you can watch his video. The first 6 unit was seller financing. That's something you really have to learn in small multifamily properties because that's where it's easier to do creative financing with small multifamily. The second was bank finance, but both of these deals were value add, meaning that we bought them, we fixed them up, and we raised the income and we raised the NOI and we forced the appreciation. Okay. And then guess what? It took 4 years of coaching. Okay. I bring this up because commercial real estate, multifamily takes time. It's a long game. Don't get in this business and expect to get rich in 1 year. It's not going to happen. Okay. It takes time and meeting with us over the years to coach you through what to do and what not to do. Okay. And the second person here is Dave. His picture will appear on the screen too. He's one of our students. He built a $6 million portfolio over, I think, 6 or 7 properties with small multifamily properties. Okay, right in California. Okay, his video will link right there too. All right, and he did this while being a truck driver. Okay, he drove hazardous waste or hazardous materials trucks. So this is why he is investing in multifamily so he can eventually get free from that. Okay, and guess what? It took him 3 years of coaching. Okay, and to get to this level. So again, multifamily to do it right, it takes time, and it's absolutely okay to start small. Again, I repeat, I actually recommend you start small as a beginner. Got it? All right, let's go to the last tip. Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Get mentored by me and my team by applying to be our next protege. Click the top corner. Here is tip number 5, and I believe I saved the best for last. This is something every real estate investor, whether you invest in single family homes or commercial multifamily, you need to know this and incorporate this, or at least look into it, because it is a life changer and has been for me and for our students. Okay. And so tip number 5 is cost segregation and bonus depreciation. What is that? Okay. I have a video that will appear on the screen. It's called Cost Segregation Made Simple, where I talk about this in detail. Okay, I don't have time to do that today, but I'll explain a little. I will explain it. So, cost segregation is a game changer because it is a powerful tax strategy that will accelerate the tax write-off of your property. Okay, it will accelerate depreciation on your property. Basically, it will reduce your taxable income, and if it's done well, it can reduce your taxable income sometimes to zero. Okay, and to do that, we're going to incorporate a cost seg study and bonus depreciation. Let me explain this real quick. So a cost seg study is where we can break down the property's components. In a typical multifamily property, because it's residential, we can depreciate the property over 27 and a half years. So when we do a cost seg study, what we're doing is we're going to break down all the components, okay, which is really cool. So if I have a 44 unit apartment building, I can start writing off 44 sets of appliances, right? I can start writing off 44 sets of floors. And guess what? I didn't even buy these, right? These came with my property. I can write off the flooring, I can write off the carpet, I can write off the electrical, I can write off the plumbing. So the more walls you have, the more write-offs you can get. And instead of writing them off over 27 and a half years, I can accelerate the depreciation over 5, 7, or 15 years. This is huge, okay? This is huge. And secondly, to talk about is bonus depreciation. Okay, that's basically taking all of these components here and writing it off in 1 year. Okay, 1 year. Okay, but guess what? It's being phased out. Last year, I think the bonus depreciation you can only write off about 60%. This year, it's 40%, and then by 2027, it'll be phased out. Okay, all right. So we're hoping that the Trump tax plan will reinstate this bonus depreciation. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens there. But basically, if you can combine a cost seg study with a bonus depreciation, let's say we haven't done taxes for this year. Let's say last year, taxes with a 12-unit property, you can typically write off about $36,000 in tax write-offs, okay, in a typical property. But if you include cost seg and bonus depreciation, we're talking upwards of $200,000 that you can write off in the first year. Okay, so this is a game changer. So down the road, even if we can't do bonus depreciation, we will still have this. So you can write off, instead of waiting 27 and a half years to write off, to do your tax write-offs, you can accelerate your depreciation and write it off over 5, 7, or 15 years, which is huge. Okay, it's huge. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. So those are the 5 must-know tips for multifamily investing. If you enjoyed it, let me know. Put a comment in the box there. But also too, I know this is a long video. If you hung out with me this long, guess what? You are my favorite, and I appreciate you so much. All right, so if you want to learn more about commercial real estate, you can check out a book here. We also mentor folks all across the country. If you're interested, just drop me a line. But I just want to say I'll see you at the next video.